What's going on, everyone? So Thomas Bryant was really solid for us, especially when Anthony Davis went down, right? Thomas Bryant really held the Lakers down. I had some really monstrous games and kind of made up for that lack of just scoring on the offensive end when Anthony Davis was gone. He had good chemistry with Russell Westbrook. He was just a big that was able to run the floor. And then we end up trading him, and it comes to light that, hey, Thomas Bryant wanted to be traded because ever since Anthony Davis has returned, he's kind of taken this huge backseat and isn't getting the minutes that he had hoped for. So hopefully he could go somewhere else and get that rotation. Not just that, but realistically, he way outplayed his contract. Way outplayed his contract. Yes, he was a liability defensively. He was, and we needed that defensive anchor, which is one of the reasons why Anthony Davis plays so many minutes, right? And instead of Thomas Bryant, because it's just hard to play Thomas Bryant, and he's just not that center that's capable of getting stops. But he is great as a backup, and that just like rolling big, running big, that can just go and get you points. So we end up trading him, and we got 3 second-round picks, and we got a player attached to that deal, which was Davon Reed. And Davon Reed is not a guy that is really going to scream out to you from just like a statistical standpoint. Like, if you're not very familiar with Davon Reed, you're probably like, who cares? Like, he's not really a guy. And no one really talked about the Davon Reed acquisition, right? It was just kind of like that was the add-on. Thomas Bryant, he wanted out. Lakers are likely going to lose Thomas Bryant. Man, the Lakers were able to flip Thomas Bryant for 3 second-round picks. That was like their ongoing conversation. But Davon Reed is actually a guy that could be a huge factor for the Lakers. He's still very young at 27 years old. He's got good size at 6'5". He's like a true shooting guard. Athletic, comes from just a great pedigree. Obviously, he's been on Denver for the last 2 years. He had a small little stint with Indiana, and then originally was with Phoenix, but he comes out of the University of Miami, so he's a Cane. Prestigious type of franchise. Again, still very young, comes in and is just a nice little solid rotation guy. And again, if you look at his stats throughout his year and you just look at it on the surface, you're going to be like, he's a guy that averages 3 points per game for his career. I didn't say he was a star. I said he was a good, solid rotation guy. He's known as a 3-and-D style shooter. He's a guy that can come in and light it up in bunches. He's 38, 39% for his career. He's a guy that had like lights out games. He's had moments throughout his career. Again, he's only been in the NBA for 4 seasons. Is just an older developed player, but he's a just good, hard-nosed type of basketball rotation guy. Now, it's very likely that the Lakers may never have him see the floor. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point they even waive him if it frees up a roster spot. Again, Davon is not a guy that's they're never going to start Davon Reed. Or if they have to, then that means something really bad happened, knock on wood. But realistically, they're never going to start Davon Reed. But if you just need a guy that can knock down the 3-ball, play some good, solid defense, and just not make any mistakes, just be there, play his role, play his part, he's perfect for that. Like, I wouldn't mind them having having runs out there, rotations out there that oh, hey, we have, D'Lo with Reed, and then Christie, and then Vanderbilt, and just all of our defensive minded players. You could roll out a legit defensive lineup. And look, I know I just said defensive lineup and D'Lo. People are going to be like, well, D'Lo isn't defense. He's actually been pretty good defensively. And even the first game for the Lakers, he was really good defensively. But also, got to have some scoring there, right? Somebody that could put it all together. Although you could go Schroeder if you wanted to. But I think D'Lo with a good defensive lineup of Davon Reed, like I said, a Max Christie, Jared Vanderbilt, Winning Gabriel, Anthony Davis, those a combination of those guys out there, with Davon Reed, I think Davon Reed would be perfect for that. Could D up, could switch, give you switch abilities. Again, he's 6'5", so he's got good size, he's got good length. And just that's what Haynes has had on his entire college career and his entire NBA career, of being a guy that could just play some solid defense. There were even a couple games against the Lakers which Davon Reed was just monstrous. Like he had one game, if I'm not mistaken, where he had like 15 points, but like, I mean, was just giving us problems. Was just getting everything he wanted, getting all his spots, just giving us just hassles in general. But he's not a guy. I know most people are going to look at Davon Reed and go like, oh, he's just some dude. He was just an add-on. And yes, in a lot of ways he was. In a lot of ways he was just like, oh, here's the salary filler is what it was, which is understandable. And you did need to fill in some salary, but I do think he's a guy that's not just like, oh, hey, here's a throw-in. I think he's a guy that could come in and help. The problem is that like we just have a lot of just shooting guard type players now, right? We went from like no 6'5" guys to like several. And so Davon Reed, again, is just kind of the odd guy out. He's kind of the one that's just going to be, he's probably going to ride the pine more times than not. But I wouldn't mind at all if, not saying you play him 20 minutes a game, but I wouldn't mind if they just threw him in for, hey, give us 5 minutes a game. If he can knock down a 3 or 2 and just give us some solid defense on the other end, I'm perfect with that. He's actually a decent rebounder too. That's something that really goes unnoticed about Davon Reed. Like, he's a guy that can go up, grab a board, which we could need and always could use, right? He was a guy that could come in, be just absolutely solid in rotations for us. A guy, he's not going to do too much. He's not going to go too crazy. You know what I mean? He's not a guy that's going to come in and just and mess up the flow, right? You get those guys and it's like, oh man, you got this guy and he's just going to come in and he's sloppy and no, he comes in, he does his job, he works hard, he plays defense. Darvin Ham loves defensive type of guys, right? Well, that's what Davon Reed is. A guy that can just play some serious, solid, just defense. He's not going to turn the ball over. He's not going to make foolish mistakes. He's just going to be a guy. And it's just something that I really wanted to highlight with him on this team. Because he's not going to get a lot of love. He's not going to get a lot of attention. No one's really going to talk about him being on the Lakers. He may never even play. He might just end up being a guy that's at the end of the bench, or let's say, a buyout candidate that the Lakers really want. They probably waive Davon Reed. He's the odd man out, and then they go sign that guy or two, right? There's talks about like Danny Green, and the Lakers are looking at other kind of just guys that could come in and kind of be those veteran guys, which if that's the case, if they want like 1 or 2 vets, then Davon Reed's probably the odd man out. He's the guy that they're probably going to cut. They do have one roster spot, but again, if they need several, Davon Reed is that guy. But, I'd love to see him take the court. Give him a shot. Let him play. He's not getting minutes over like Beasley or, Max Christie even. You're probably not playing him over Max Christie. You're not playing him over like D'Lo or anything like Austin Reeves, guys like that. So he really is like the 5th or 6th guy in the depth chart as far as like where he's going to go. But I'm telling you, when he's a guy that when he does get a run and they do put him in the game, if that ever happens, he's a guy that's really going to stand out, I think. I think he's a guy that has potential. You could see him really kind of like, okay, here's some solid play, here's some solid, just defense. Oh, look at him just getting at the ball. If hopefully he gets a shot, I'd love to see him make his first shot. That'd be great, because then people would be like, oh, he can shoot, right? And then everyone's going to be preaching for him to play again. But no, in reality, I think he's a guy that I think you just put him in. Hey, this is your guy. I need you to just lock him down, defensive assignment, and he's just a guy that's just going to get after it, right? Especially because he's a guy that understands, like, I'm not going to play a bunch. Like, I need to stand out. I need to be good. I need to, be on the ball. And that's what Davon Reed has built his game on. Just being a guy that can be out there, be dependable, be reliable, when his number's called, he first one up, let's run, let's go. Hard-nosed defense, just does everything. Good rebounder, can knock down the three ball at an efficient clip, and just, a guy that could really just stand out. And I hope that, I hope he gets a little burn. I hope he gets a little run. I wouldn't mind him on this Laker team. I wouldn't mind him kind of just getting an opportunity to really, just shine a little bit. Bring him out. He was kind of just the throw-in in the Thomas Bryant deal, and I really think that he could be more than that for this Lakers team. He's 27, so it's not like he's gonna have some like crazy development. This wasn't like a development project player, right? This wasn't a guy that's like 19 that it's like, oh man, we just got this young 6'5", shooting guard that we can grow and develop. Like, no, he's pretty much who he is, but who that is valuable, right? 3-and-D style shooting guard, small forward. He can play both spots if you need him to. And it just gives you an insurance. It gives you a guy off the bench that I don't think hurts. If he does play, he plays. If he doesn't play, he doesn't play. He's not going to hurt anybody. He's not a bad locker room guy. If he sits on the bench, he'll sit on the bench, and he's more than happy to just be a team player and be a guy. So I don't know. I'm a fan of Davon Reed. Personally, I actually think that he was a nice little pickup, a nice little addition to what we got. He was just kind of like the salary filler. It would have been nice to get like Bones Highland and stuff like that, but this is a piece that I really think the Lakers could use. I think he could stand out a little bit for the Lakers. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What do you think of Davon Reed? Do you like him? Do you not? Are you familiar with him? Are you not familiar with him? Do you think he's a piece that could definitely help be part of the rotation? Do you think they should have him as part of the rotation? If so, like, who do you think he is the guy? Who do you think ends up losing minutes over him? Or do you think just find spots for him, play him 5 to 10 minutes a game, whatever, and then that's that. But anyway, again, however you feel, love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below.